Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be looking at the highly anticipated OPI fall collection, and this year the theme is Iceland. This collection is available now a few places. I got it from polishpick.com and they're advertising them for $5.25 a bottle, and they do have a little note on the website that says that OPI is increasing their prices on August 1st. So if you go ahead and purchase before then, you'll get these polishes before the price increase. And I'm actually going to be reviewing these all in the Infinite Shine formula. And I have to tell you, I am really impressed with the formula. I've always only just tried them, here or there, like when I've picked up one randomly at Sally Beauty, but I really love it. In fact, I'm not even sure if I want to go back. And the nice thing is on polishpick.com, you can get them for $6.25 a bottle, and if you are getting the whole set, they are given at a discount for $6.15 a bottle if you're getting the whole set. So you'll see all of that stuff listed there if you go to the website, and I have had it listed up here for you. And you can also click on the link in my description bar below if you want to go see what I'm talking about. So we're going to go ahead and get into live application of these 12 beautiful polishes. We have mostly creams, but we have some beautiful shimmers which are very indie-esque. You'll see when we get there. We have one metallic. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. As always with OPI collections, I do have a dupes portion for you at the end of the video. In case you're not interested in that, we'll just do the live application right now. But in case you do want to see what other polishes you might have in your collection that already look like these polishes, well then hopefully you will enjoy that portion at the end of the video. So let's start swatching. So we have two pinks in this collection. One is a rosy cream and another is kind of a rose quartz metallic. So let's start with the cream. This first polish is called Aurora Berry-alis, with a hyphen in there after the word berry. This cream is beautiful. Now, from what I've understood by inquiring to those who know, the Infinite Shine range in this collection has all of the same colors as in the basic collection. It's just an improved formula, and some say just like a richer pigmented formula. I don't know about that because I haven't tried the other ones, and I'm guessing if they are the same color, they can't be too much more richly pigmented or else it would change the color. So I'm guessing it has something to do with the base that this polish is mixed in. That's just my guess, but in any case, this, at least in the Infinite Shine formula, and I'm guessing it's probably the same with the basic line, has a really great formula. You're getting awesome coverage in 1 to 2 coats. Yeah, the first time I applied this, I got it one and done. It was really great. The second time I could see just a little bit of streakiness, just a little tiny bit, so I went ahead and went for that second coat, and it was just smooth and creamy and gorgeous. I applied all of these using the Infinite Shine system. I don't know if that's actually what it's called, but you know how it has the different steps, because I wanted to see if that really improved the look of my polish. So I started with the base with all of these, and then I finished with the glossy step 3 top coat, and I just think that this is divine. It was very glossy on its own. So this is called Aurora Berry-alis. The next polish in the collection is this kind of rosy metallic. This is actually one of the only polishes in the collection that I wasn't that crazy about. It's called, this is also the one that has the really tricky name, Reykjavik Has All the Hot Spots. And I don't know, I had high hopes that I would really love this after really enjoying that pink metallic in the Essie Summer collection. But this one's just a little bit more muted. It's not quite as vibrant, which makes sense for fall, but it just didn't really speak to me as much as that other one. This one you definitely need 2 coats. You may think you may want to go for a third. I'm not sure how you will feel about it, but I am going to be just doing 2 coats of everything just as a standard here for all of these swatches, even if they were kind of 1-coaters or maybe needed a little bit more. I'm just going to stop at the 2 so you can see how they look like with 2 coats and top coats. So this is, again, we'll try again, Reykjavik Has All the Hot Spots, and the photo is 2 coats. The next polish in the collection is this peachy nude, and it is called I'll Have a Gin and Techtonic. And this one's pretty good at 2 coats. It's just a really easy to wear peachy nude that has just a tiny little pinch of rosiness in it, I feel. And yeah, it was lovely at 2 coats. It wasn't really anything that was really speaking to me, but it is pretty. It applied nice and smoothly. It looks beautiful with that glossy top coat. So yes, this is I'll Have a Gin and Techtonic, and the photo is 2 coats. This next polish I'm kind of on the fence about because you know me, I really like different kinds of shades. This is a muted sagey kind of green and it's called This Isn't Greenland. But for me, when I put this on, I thought I was going to go crazy for this, but when I put this on, it had a little bit more yellow in it than I wanted it to have for my skin tone personally, because my skin tone is so rosy. But yeah, I mean, I'm on the fence with it. I'm still trying to decide if I love it or if I'm just kind of okay with it. So, and it's surprising because usually I'm crazy for these kinds of shades, but in any case, the formula is gorgeous. It applies perfectly in 2 coats. It really is like a beautiful green khaki, but with just a tiny pinch of yellow, like I said. So anyway, this isn't Greenland, and I've showed it to you 2 coats in my live application, 2 coats with top coat for the photo. And yeah, let me know in the comment section what you think. Are you into this shade? The next polish is this very light blue. It's a dusty blue and it has a beautiful royal blue shimmer going throughout. And this is one of the polishes where I was feeling very indie vibe going on because indies are well known for being able to pack beautiful contrasting shimmer, or in this case it's not really contrasting, but it's definitely you know, really different than the base shade. So anyway, this is called Check Out the Old Geysirs, or Geysirs. It's a play on the word there. And this is really beautiful. The shimmer that you can really see in the bottle so well, it shows up on the nail so. And I believe it's the shimmer in there that's making this polish a little bit more tricky to swatch than the rest of them. It dries faster and it makes it easier for your brush to pick up the previous pass that you went on. So if you can get the 3-stroke method down on this one, I think you will be happy with that application. Otherwise, I had a little bit of a bumpy road here, but on the second coat, I was able to get it, you know, to lay mostly even. It wasn't enough to make me dissatisfied with this polish. I still did really like it, but I definitely noticed a difference between the formula and this polish and pretty much everything else in the collection. I did really think this is beautiful. Like I said, you can't see that shimmer as much on the nail as you can see it in the bottle. You do still see it there, especially with the glossy top coat, but it's not as obvious, and especially not as obvious as the other polish in the collection that has a strong shimmer. They're really very different from each other in that regard, but we will also see that when we get there in just a minute. So yes, this is Check Out the Old Geysirs, and the photo is 2 coats with top coat. So we're going to move on into the 4 purple toned polishes in this collection. The first one being this beautiful grayed indigo. It's a beautiful gray muted indigo. So pretty, and it's called Less is Norse. This one was nearly a 1-coater. It was so luscious and beautiful. Definitely a favorite of mine out of the collection. Not my very favorite. That's coming up here on my nails, but yes, definitely a favorite. And this Infinite Shine formula was just so delicious and luxurious to work with. I'm really loving it. Like I said, I'm not really sure if I'm going to go back to the basic OPI line just because, like I said, I think it's whatever the base is that they're using to mix these pigments in is just richer, and it feels just very delicious. And it's not even, you know, it's basically $1 more on polishpick.com, and you can pick whatever one is your favorite in here, or maybe your favorite 3 or 4, and get them in the Infinite Shine line. I definitely recommend that. I was really enjoying this formula. So yes, this is Less is Norse, and the photo is 2 coats with top coat. Another really beautiful purpley polish in the collection, but this one's kind of like a purple brown. It's very deep, almost like a blackberry with a lot of gray, maybe like a lot of grayish in there, because you still got some brown going on in there too. It's really cool. This is called Suzi and the Arctic Fox. This one was even deeper on the nail than it looks here in the bottle. It gets really deep, which I liked. I liked that a lot of these polishes look deeper on my nail than in the bottle, because this time of year I'm really looking for a lot of really nice, rich, dark shades. So yes, Suzi and the Arctic Fox. Really loved it. I did 2 coats on this one. Well, I did 2 coats with everything, but on this one I really enjoyed how this deepened up on that second coat. So photo, as always, is going to be 2 coats with that step 3 Infinite Shine top coat on top, which I was also really loving, and I'm thinking just picking up a few bottles of that as well just to put on top of everything because I really like that top coat. Next up, we have another beautiful purple. This time it's lighter, and this one is kind of a dusty orchid shade. It's just stunning, you guys. This is called One Heckla of a Color, and I really, really like this. This polish really does breathe a little bit of life into an otherwise mostly dark collection, and I really, really love it, but it's not really a bright shade. It's definitely still muted in its tone, and this is great at 2 coats. You're gonna see me do 2 coats in live application, and then my photo will be 2 coats with top coat. Another top favorite for me, I of course loved all the purples in here, but my very favorite is coming up next, so let's go ahead and start swatching that one. So this next polish is what I consider to be the star of the collection, and that is because they were able to pull off this beautifully rich, very dark vampy purple with some strong duochrome shimmer in here, and it's very, very beautiful. I hope that OPI continues in this direction. I know that they tried a few things last year, like in the Alice in Wonderland collection, some of their lighter polishes with some duochrome or luminescent, iridescent, shimmery stuff going on in there. And I think this one they just knocked out of the park. This polish is called Turn on the Northern Lights with an exclamation point. So what I love so much about it is it's beautifully rich and opaque at 2 coats, and that deep pigment in the base of this polish does not disguise the bright, it's a gold to pinky red shifty shimmer. It's gorgeous. And like I said, it's loud, it's vibrant, and it's not disguised by that dark, dark base. So I'm loving this. I think it is the most interesting thing in the collection by far, an absolute must-have for you to pick up. I think you will be sad if you pass it up, even if you don't like purple. I just think it's very, very special, and I love how smooth and easy the application went as well. So I did 2 coats in live application, and my photo is 2 coats with top coat as well, and yeah, pick this one up, guys. Okay, so we've arrived here at the tail end with the 3 neutrals in the collection, and let's start out with the first. This one is just a grayish color. It's very beautiful. It's very easy to wear. You're going to find this to probably be pretty dupeable. Don't forget, we will have the dupes and comparisons section here coming along in just a minute. But this is called Icelanded, a bottle of OPI. So yeah, it's a really easy to wear color. I mean, you could wear this anywhere and it's gonna look chic, but you're not gonna draw too much attention if that's what you're looking for. And it's a year-round type of shade. I really enjoyed it. Again, though, it's something that you've probably seen a bit of before, so it's not really going to surprise you or shock you, but I think you really will like the application as I did. So I've shown you 2 coats in my live application, and the photo is, as always, 2 coats with top coat. Alright, the last 2 polishes, we have some browns, and we've got a warmer one and a cooler one. So let's start with the warmer brown. Again, it's not incredibly warm, it's just in comparison to the other one. And these are both nice and dark, which I loved. So the first one is called That's What Friends Are, Thor. So that's always fun for me. I really do love Thor from the Marvel movies, so that was fun to see that in this film. That was fun to see that in this collection. So yeah, this is just kind of a chocolatey, mousy brown, and it's just, I mean, it was fine at 2 coats. When a collection has a bunch of browns in it, it's just not that exciting for me. It's not really a shade that I go to. I maybe pick up a brown to wear once every 3 months or something. So yeah, but the formula here is really great. It's what you're looking for, is, you know, how this applies, which is great at 2 coats. And so my photo here for you is with top coat, of course, and 2 coats of That's What Friends Are, Thor. Alright, and we've arrived at the last polish, and like I said, this is a nice deep brown with a lot of gray in it, and it's very beautiful. It's called Krona-logical Order, maybe. I'm not really sure, but it's with a K, K-R-O-N-A. And this is, again, lovely at 2 coats. Like I said, it's nice and deep. These are all applying so silkily. They look silky on the nail even before you add the beautiful, rich top coat to just seal it in. I think these claim to have extra wear time, but it's supposed to be more like, it looks like a gel polish on the nail, and that they do, and I really loved it. I would have to say I would pick this polish over the last brown that we looked at, but that's just my preference for enjoying things that are on the cooler side. So I did enjoy this one, and yes, we've got Krona-logical Order, 2 coats with top coat for the photo. So there we have that one. Okay, so that concludes the live application. We're going to move on to some dupes and comparisons. So I'm just going to be pulling some things for you, both from OPI's line or from other mainstream collections that I may feel are very similar that you would benefit from seeing side by side to a polish in this collection. I started this feature on my channel because everyone always wants to know, how does that compare to this? Because you may already have that in your collection, you don't want to spend the extra money on it. So that's why we're going to do this portion of the video. And of course, I do always like to say I don't own every polish in the world, so I might miss one that you're thinking of, and you're welcome to ask me in the comments, you know, for that comparison. I could pop it up on my Instagram or just put it on Snapchat perhaps. So yeah, let's go ahead and look at those comparisons now. Okay, welcome to our dupes portion today. So thanks to the wonder of the label maker, we have a little bit look today, and I think this is going to work a lot better. So first up, we're going to look at Aurora Berry-alis, and I have 3 things here for you. Obviously on the bottom, that one is too bright and too pink, but I have some other similar berries here for you, just lying around in 5th Avenue. They're both slightly more muted than Berry-alis, but they're pretty close. Next up, I have Reykjavik, has all the hot spots in the middle, and then 2 very similar things, one from China Glaze on top and from Essie on the bottom. Both of those options I prefer over the one in this collection. It's just, you know, my personal preference. But if you weren't overly wowed by the offering in today's video, then I really do like these other 2 options, and my favorite probably being the s'il vous plaît on the bottom. Okay, I'll have a gin and Techtonic there in the middle. As you can see, it's that beautiful peachy tan. I do have these 2 OPI options for you, a great opportunity and barking up the wrong sequoia. As you can see, they're almost identical to each other. They're both a little bit more orange than today's version, so not dupes here. I just wanted to give you to compare so that you know how this one looks alongside the other ones, so that you know they aren't dupes. Here we have, this isn't Greenland, second from the bottom. It is very similar to Zoya Ireland. They're both beautiful formulas. I can't really say which one I like more than another, except to say that perhaps Ireland has a little tiny bit less yellow in it that makes it more appealing personally to me. I also had a request to compare it to Stranger Tides, which is there on the bottom, and Suzi Takes the Wheel, which is up on the top. All similar things, but yeah, Ireland is the closest. Next we have Check Out the Old Geysirs or Geysers. I still can't decide what we're trying to say there. I think it's geysers. Anyway, second from the top, it's a blue-gray with lots of shimmer, but the shimmer doesn't show up a ton. So I wanted to show you next to a couple of other blue-grays. I didn't find anything for you that's like right on the money. I do like it very much next to Sea Spray and Kristen the most, but I showed you another one there on the bottom just for good measure. Next we have Less is Norse. I love this shade. I had a specific request to compare this to History of the World, so there you have those side by side. They are very similar. Color Club Take a Hike is also really similar. Probably the most similar thing because it doesn't have quite as much purple as History of the World. And then I also wanted to show you next to Zoya Sailor. As you can see, obviously way different, but kind of in the same hemisphere. So anyway, there's those. Next we have Suzi and the Arctic Fox, second from the bottom. This is that beautiful blackberry, muted blackberry gray purple. These are the best options that I had in my collection for you. Under the Twilight is similar but a lot darker. Petra from Zoya is also, again, similar, but as you can see, much more mauve-y gray than, you know, like blackberry gray. And then I put Genevieve in there just for extra, just to be extra. So we have one Heckla of a color here. Second from the bottom, beautiful shade. So I have some similar things. Essie Warm and Toasty Turtleneck is the most similar, but as you can see, it's not quite as saturated, or like, you know, it's not quite as dark as Heckla of a color, but it's very close. I also wanted to compare it to Purple Palazzo Pants, which is lighter, and I had a specific request for Baguette Me Not. Okay, Turn on the Northern Lights, my favorite out of the collection. As you can see, that shimmer is showing up incredibly well. I wanted to show it next to China Glaze Sleeping Under the Stars, which is essentially, you know, pretty much trying to be the same exact polish. Because if you look in that bottle, that shimmer looks very similar to the one in Northern Lights, but it just doesn't show up on the nail. And here you can see that in these swatches.
They're really, really similar in idea, but it shows up so much better in the OPI version today. Okay, Icelanded, a bottle of OPI. I have a whole bunch of really similar things here for you. I would say the closest thing is Zoya Rowan. Now that's a matte shade, so this is shown with top coat, but it's very, very similar. It's also incredibly similar to Essie Miss Fancy Pants. And then here you have it next to Topeless Beach from OPI on top. They're very similar, but Icelanded is just a tiny bit more warm. Okay, next up we have Chronological Order, or Krona-logical Order. It's very, very close to Politically Polished. As you can see, Politically Polished is just a tiny bit lighter, maybe has a pinch of red in it, but they're incredibly close, especially for coming out consecutively one year after another. But as you can see, I have a few other things to compare it to here. Nothing near as close as Politically Polished, but some similar things. And last up we have That's What Friends Are Thor. I have a lot of things to show you here today. Not so much that I think they're all dupes, but I think you might like to see them side by side. The most similar thing that I had was China Glaze Foie Gras, but I'm showing you You Don't Know Jacques on top. It's lighter and a little bit cooler, or a little bit more rosy. Zoya Debbie is also really close. Again, a little bit more rosy. I thought you might like to see it next to Squeaker of the House. They're both kind of mousy browns, but Squeaker of the House is a lot lighter, a little bit more tan. And then in the bottom, I also thought you might like to see it next to Chronological Order so you can see the two browns together.
Alright you guys, so thanks for stopping by for this video. I really appreciate you coming to hang out for a little bit. Let me know in the comment section below pick your top 3. Let me know what your top 3 polishes from this collection are. I would really love to know. And don't forget, all of the information that you need is in the description bar if you want to see again what all of these polishes are called, what the songs are you listen to. I will list polishpick.com in the description bar so you can just click on it and go over there and see, which polishes need to come home with you. So that's going to be it for this video, you guys. Thanks for spending some of your day with me. I will see you back for my next review. Take care, and if you aren't subscribed, this is the perfect time to do so. Make sure you hit that little bell right next to the subscribe button, or else YouTube doesn't even notify you of my new videos when they come out. So I think that's going to be it. I will see you back for the next one. Take care, you guys. Bye.